Hello stitchy friends, welcome back to my weekly update cross-stitch rock. Today is August 11th, it's Monday morning, and yeah, I have decided to use the time to come back for you and show you what I've been busy working on over the past week. We do have a few projects to look at. I did quite a bit of stitching after I've been busy working the entire of last weekend, and last weekend, the weekend before that, when we had a market. I took 2 days off in the week and I got quite a bit of stitching done. I have, I believe, a total of 6 projects to show you. One of them being a start and a finish. Granted, it's a very tiny project, but you will see that in a minute. And another 1 or 2 new starts, but we will get into the details of that when we see them. So yeah, without further ado and me waffling on too much, I'm gonna switch to my top-down view because I do believe that worked quite well last time. The lighting situation is a lot better on my desk than in front of my desk. And let's look at the cross-stitching that has been done in these past 7 days, shall we? The first project I worked on is this one. You saw this last week and I mentioned that I would probably give it a little bit more love, which I did. So I have some lint on it. What I did is I did a little bit more background, I believe, but you will see a before and after picture, so you will know more than me at this moment. And I definitely worked on the dragons. So I did the outline, like the complete outline of this dragon here. As you can see, I just need to fill out its wing in black, and then I started doing the outline of the second dragon. This was the line that I did earlier, going down to see how large it is in total, so don't mind this one. This is the outline of the dragon, and it will continue over here with its wing. I'm going to show you the picture of what it will look like finished. As you can see, there's the dragons. So this got a little bit more love. I actually do enjoy working on this project quite a lot, despite it being fairly big in the regards that it's 14 count Aida. The Aida is not the best. I think it's very stiff. This is a very cheap piece of fabric that I got from China. I've been doing like a little bit of fabric hauling from different Chinese sellers. Some of them have been really good. Others not so much, but I mean it's still good enough for me, so I'm not gonna throw it out. It works for some smaller projects like this one, and yeah, it's not too terrible. It's not the best either though. I have better fabric in my large fabric stash. But yeah, this is where this one is at. It will probably go away for a little bit now because I have a ton of other projects that want some love, and we will get into that in plans at the end of the video. But yeah, this is the dragon round landscape that doesn't really have a name other than dragon landscape. Next one I worked on is my Heart of Gold. This is my own pattern that I'm currently doing a little bit of test stitching on before I make it available. This is a larger full coverage piece. Let me show you what it will look like finished. And this is it in total. So I did work a little bit, let's put this aside, on my Royal Rose top row that I'm doing, as you can see. And I finished, I think I was about here, abouts, and did a few more columns going over. And I think I have reached, yeah, pretty much almost reached the middle of the project with where this is currently at. Just casually working along the top of this piece. Not doing it page by page. I'm probably gonna do this like row by row, just to have some variety in the stitching with this one. Let's see when it will come out next. I do want to work on this fairly frequently. I am still missing some colors for this, however, that I have ordered. That will hopefully arrive soon, and then I can go at this full throttle. Until then, I will just casually work on it every other week or so, I believe. Let's see how this will move along. Next up is my tiny start and finish. This is a pattern that I made quite a while ago. It's one of my oldest, actually. This is mini matcha. It's like a little cup of matcha tea, as you can see, obviously. And this, I finished this in a day, I believe. So very quick, very tiny and cute. So this finally has a model stitch and has been updated on my Etsy shop. Actually did change a color or two to make it look better, like with the matching colors. So for those of you who got the pattern and haven't stitched it yet, you can download the revised PDF now in my Etsy shop. And one more reason why I did this, I have been making kits of some of my patterns for a while now. Some of you might have seen them, and I decided to make like a few mini kits from my tiny patterns that I made a while ago. There's also like a mini mushroom that I will make next, which has a lot more colors than this. This, I believe, is just 5 or 6 colors. So there will be, probably by the time this video goes up, these cute little mini cross stitch kits that I made. This is what they look like. They have everything a kit needs in them: fabric, needle, the floss, the chart, of course, instructions if you're more of a beginner, because I think like especially tiny patterns like these are perfect for beginner cross stitchers. So if you want to get one of these, for now I only have 4, I believe, because I am waiting for a new floss to arrive so I can make more of them. And kits have been quite a good seller for me at markets. So like at a local manga and anime conventions and a fantasy convention that we were at. I'm not yet trying out craft fairs. That is also on my list, but I haven't actually figured out how to apply for them, really. I've been doing comic and manga conventions for 20 years now, so I know fairly well how to apply to them. And people there do love like the cutesy patterns and such as well, which surprised me. Not many young people cross stitch, as you're probably aware, but there's always a few that come to my booth and like, oh my god, is this cross stitch? And then I buy some of the kits or one of the kits. For now it has only been like my frog patterns that I've had as kits that I brought to conventions. So I was like, okay, let's do a few more and let's see how they go. So that is mini matcha and mini matcha kit. So let's go on to the next. On the note of models and kits, there is this one that I started with next. It is my Potions and Poisons pattern. I will put a picture here because I have not printed one out. Sometimes I'm smart like that. This is another one that I'm planning on making a proper model for and then make into kits. So that's the only reason I have restarted this on a 14 count Ada, because if I want to have a cover picture for a kit, then I do believe that it is best to have the actual project stitched on the fabric that's in the kit, if that makes any sense. So this is this is how far I got with it last week. I started it around Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. and this is what I got done. The fabric is a I believe it is cream. I ordered that specifically for the kits that I'm gonna make out of it, but I do not have the package on hand right now. I had started this once before. Let me show you that as well, which I will possibly finish for my own like purposes. This was the original project that you may have seen in my whip parade if you watched it, that I started. This is a 1/1 on 28 count. It's in comparison, as you can see, it is super tiny. This will fit in here a few times. And this is on a 28 count fabric that I dyed myself way back when I first dipped my toe into fabric dyeing, I think 2 years ago. This hasn't had any love in a while. And this is pausing. I'm gonna finish this version of it first. Obviously, personally, I like this one. Probably like this one better. Mostly because of the fabric, and I do love the tiny stitches, but again, this is mainly to be the cover for and the model for the kits. So eventually I will finish both of them. But for now, this is where this is at. And I will of course let you know when there's kits available for this one. It's perfect for Halloween, I think. Moving on to my customary Friday stitch. Let's see if I can open this one up. I have not worked on this part up here that I'm now unrolling, and sorry for shaking the camera. It's still standing like right here is the tripod. I haven't figured out a better way yet, and that might take some time. This is where it's at in total. And I worked, well, at first I worked a little bit up here, planning on going further across in the background. And then I decided to, nah, I have so many hanging threads here that want to be worked in, especially since I'm switching this one from full cross to 10 stitch, that let's just work most of these in by continuing these columns here that I have already started, and then moving over, like possibly doing a page finish on this. And then I, as you can see, actually fully worked in some of the dark colors. So there is the outline of the first hand coming in. This is the thumb. I think it's pretty visible. This is gonna be the first hand. It's just working in some of the dark colors, and I will of course show you what it will look like finished, in case you have not seen this before. This is what this is like when it's done. This is also a pattern and artwork made by me. This is available in my Etsy shop. I will link that down below if you want to stitch that with me. And I stitch on this every Friday because this was originally like inspired by our current Friday's D&D campaign. So I do stitch on it at least a little bit every Friday afternoon before we play, sometimes even after if I'm still gonna be awake for a while, because we play until midnight. And so this is making slow progress, and you will probably see this one quite a lot, and I hope you won't get bored of it. Maybe I'm not going to show it every week, just to give you some variety, but technically if I'm working on it every week, it will come up. And yeah, I have one more, so let's move on to that. This one is another new start, and this is fabric that I dyed. I was originally hoping it would get a little bit more mottling, and it has a very subtle one. It's hard to see, but this is my new start. And I believe a lot of you are probably familiar with this pattern on first glance. It is the Dragons and Apples Sal by Cotillion Creations that I have had on my wish list for a million years now, I feel. And I finally caved this week and got the pattern, dyed this piece of fabric that I had in my stash. It is an Aida. I do believe it is a 20 count. And yeah, I just dyed it purple with red dye. I did change the colors up a little bit. I'm keeping with the black, but I did change the variegated gray red that they're using to a variegated purple, and I did change the red, like the red for the apples and such, to a variegated green. So this is where I'm at. It got a little bit over 1,100 stitches, which is quite a decent start, I believe. I'm almost done with like the first part of like the first piece of the story. Let me, in case you do not know the pattern, this is what it looks like when it is done. It's beautiful. It's dragons. So, well, of course it was on my wish list. Let's not kid ourselves. So I'm almost done with this top part here with the little eggs, and this is the colors that I'm using. Obviously 310, and we have this pretty variegated purple, and we do have a variegated green, and these are, I got these from China. I do believe they are copies of the DMC variegated colors, but I'm not sure because I have not seen the DMC versions. But I personally prefer like the slightly more subtle variegation where there's not white in it, like not real white. Even this purple, it does go a little bit tone on tone on this fabric because there are parts in this floss that are very light, as you can see here. Let me get this a little bit closer. So as you can see here, like part of the stitches are very tone on tone with the fabric. I personally don't mind for this one. I think it looks good, but there is no white in it, so that's the type of fabric that I do prefer. Floss. So this one that's hopefully gonna get a lot more love in the future. But that is the last project that I worked on last week. So we will move back to my face for a moment and talk about some other little things here in knickknacks and some plans for this week. So here I am again. Welcome back. I mean, you've been here this whole time. I just haven't. You've seen my desk. One more thing that I'm curious about. I did make needle minders quite a while ago. I stopped doing so. They have disappeared from my Etsy for a bit. They are now back, at least a few of them. But I have been making magnets for my art shop, like fridge magnets, just the regular one magnet thing, or had them made more like. And let me show you them. Like I have one here. This is what they look like. They are acrylic magnets. They have a magnetic back. You can put them on your fridge. And I was at some point thinking about making these into needle minders. Now, there's the thing. I do not personally use needle minders a lot. I have used them, but I haven't bought any from anyone else. I have used the ones that I made myself. So I am not overly familiar with the make of them, other than, yeah, I usually have two magnets, like one magnetic piece and one strong magnet on the back, so you can clip them on your fabric and they hold your needles. So my question is to those of you that use needle minders, these ones, while they are magnetic, you can put them on a metallic surface and they will hold your postcards and whatever on your fridge. They are not strong enough to hold a needle. So if I try to put a needle on here, as you can see, it will just drop. This is not, it can hold on the back, but that's obviously not where you want it. You want it on the front. But the magnet is too weak to go through the acrylic and hold your needle. However, once you put the magnet, the second magnet on the back of it, then it will hold your needle. So that brings me to my question. Is this enough for a needle minder if it is just magnetic once you have both of the magnets together clipped on your fabric? Or do you feel that the front itself without the second magnet needs to be strong enough to hold a needle on its own? Please let me know, because that will make it dependent on if I continue to make these guys into or available as needle minders or not. So yeah, please let me know. Put it in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion on it, and I will think about what to do with my needle minder plans. And maybe these cute guys will be available soon. Maybe not. I have other options, but this would of course be the easiest. So that aside, on to my plans for this week. I think that I have so many projects that need and want to be touched, and I also want to work on all of them and maybe even whip down a little, because we all know that I cannot help myself when it comes to the new starts. Let's be real. So I have thought about, just for this week, to see how many of my projects I can give 100 stitches minimum to in a week. I have no idea. We will see. I have already started today before filming this video. So yeah, you let me know. Feed your curiosity. Give an estimate down in the comments below. How many projects will I manage to get 100 stitches on over the course of this week? And let's make this a fun game. So I know I usually only get 1 or 2 comments. If that's the case for this video, then the one person commenting will be lucky, I suppose, because I want to do a tiny giveaway. So put your estimate of how many projects I will manage to put 100 stitches on until the end of the week. I will show all of them on Monday, so no cheating. You will see what happens and what did happen by the before and after. And the person in the comment closest to the actual number that will happen will quote-unquote win this little giveaway, and will be able to choose one pattern from my Etsy shop. So good luck on that. Let's see how many I get done. But with that is it from me for this week. If you enjoyed my projects, I would love to see you subscribe to my channel, give the video a like. That would help me out a lot. And yeah, post your favorite down in the comments. Which one did you like most? As usual, I will link all the projects that I showed down below, where I got them, where you can find them if you want to stitch them yourself, if they are available, and if I know where they're available. So until then, I hope I will see you again next Monday, if the fates are with us. So yeah, have a good one, and happy stitching, my friends.